Welcome everyone. Today we will be deep diving into the crucial legal and ethical issues that impacts all of us. Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India 2020. My name is Harish and my teammates are Puneet SM and Purushottam Reddy. This case revolves around the internet shutdown in Jammu and Kashmir following the abrogation of the Article 370. The Supreme Court ruled that access to the internet is a fundamental right under the Article 9.1a of the Indian Constitution. But here lies the question, should the government possess the power to shut down the internet for national security reasons, or does it amount to a violation of the digital rights? Puneet?
Yeah, that's an indeed an important question. The government justified the internet shutdown by citing concerns about preventing violence, terrorism, and misinformation. However, the people of Kashmir suffered immensely due to this ban. They faced disruption in communication, education, healthcare, and businesses. Can security concerns always outweigh fundamental rights, Purushottam?
Right. And in today's digital era, where everything from learning to employment depends on the internet, it is fair to impose such blanket restrictions. Is there a middle ground? Should government be held accountable for shutting down the digital access? Harish?
The government has a valid reason for shutting down the internet in Kashmir. The region has a long history of unrest and intelligence reports warned of the potential terrorist activities, fueled by the misinformation on online. We have seen how the social media platforms have been misused to the violence and spread the propaganda. In the times of crisis, so the decision must be made to protect the national security. If the shutting down the internet can prevent the riots, terrorism, and the loss of lives, then it is a necessary step.
Yeah, but Harish, is a complete blackout the best solution? The internet shutdown in Kashmir lasted for months. The people weren't just cut off from social media, but from crucial information, financial transaction, and essential services. Medical professionals couldn't access the patient records. Students were left without online learning sources, and business collapsed. Couldn't the government have used a more targeted approach, such as blocking specific websites instead of total shutdown, Purushottam?
Puneet, you brought up a valid concern about national security, but India leads the world in internet shutdowns. According to the reports, more shutdowns occur here than in any other democracy. Other nations face similar issues of misinformation but manage them without complete blackouts. Instead of full internet bans, government could implement measures such as limiting access to specific websites or social media platforms, using artificial intelligence to detect and curb misinformation, imposing localized shutdowns rather than an entire statewide blackout.
Yeah, those are the interesting suggestion, Purushottam. But should the selective restriction be easier to bypass? A complete shutdown ensures that there is no misinformation that spreads. Remember, even a single viral false rumor can trigger the mass panic and unrest in Kashmir.
Yeah, that's maybe true, but should the government have unchecked power to shut down the internet whenever it deems unnecessary? Where do we draw the line? Purushottam? Yeah, let's discuss education. The world is shifting towards online learning. Students preparing for competitive exams like JEE, GATE, and NEET rely on digital study materials. College students access research papers, coding platforms, and virtual laboratories. When the government shut down the internet for months, aren't the students worst affected? Shouldn't education be protected from disruption? Harish?
Education is essential, but national security is greater priority. Online classes can be restored, exams can be rescheduled, but the lives lost in the terrorist attacks cannot be revived. A government must sometimes take a difficult choices, and blocking the internet prevents the terrorist activities. Then a temporary education setback is a price worth paying.
That argument makes sense, Arish, in extreme cases. But consider this: India is striving towards becoming a digital economy, investing in AI, data science, and IT. If governments keep shutting down the internet at every sign of unrest, Will we ever achieve technology self sufficiently? Continuous create uncertainty, making the businesses and investors worry. Should we explore alternative solutions, Punit?
Yeah, the Supreme Court ruled that the internet access is a fundamental right under Article 91A, which guarantees the freedom of speech and expression. Shutdowns must meet the test of proportionality and necessity. The Kashmir shutdown lasted for months, depriving an entire population of their digital rights. Should governments have this level of unchecked authority, Harish?
Yeah, but one thing is Article 19.2 allows the government to impose a reasonable restrictions in the interest of the national security. If the intelligence report indicate that a credible threat, the government has the constitutional rights to act swiftly and protect its citizen by shutting down the internet. Uh, yeah, what do you
Yeah,
think, Purushottam?
the problem isn't the need of restrictions, it's the lack of the transparency. Shouldn't court review shutdowns to prevent abuse? A legal framework ensuring judicial oversight could maintain both security and citizens' rights.
Yeah, I agree, but I believe that national security should always come first, right? If the national shutdown prevents the riots or the terrorist attacks, it is justified. However, I agree there should be a limit on such shutdowns.
Yeah, I
What do you think, Puneet?
maintain. I maintain that blanket shutdown some education, businesses, and fundamental rights. While security is important, governments must find alternatives rather than using total blackouts as a default response.
But Punit, the key takeaway is the need of balance. Government should implement selective internet restrictions instead of full shutdowns. Establish judicial oversight to review prolonged shutdowns. Invest in AI-based misinformation detection tools. That's where we protect both security and digital rights.
Yeah, that's a reasonable approach, Purushottam. Government must be cautious but also be accountable, right?
Yeah, this debate is not just about Kashmir, but about the future of digital rights in India.
What do you think, guys? Should internet shutdown be allowed for security or do they violate fundamental rights? Let us know in the comment. Thank you for watching. See you in the next discussion.